one of you. May God continue to guide you, keep you, comfort you, aid you in your growth and development, as well as healing stage of life. Man, family, this is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough. What's up with you, Ophelia? Man, excuse me. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? We have to grow up emotionally. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a few seconds before we get started. This is gonna be rough again, family. This is gonna be rough. I promise you. Today we're talking about when if God is for you, who can be against you? And one of the hardest things that I've had to come up understand in life is that we're not as connected to God as we think we are. What's up with you, Tatiana? You know what I mean? We're not as connected to God as we think we are. You know what I mean? We talk the talk, but the reality is the great majority of us, we're not there yet. You know what I mean? We're not there yet. And for whatever reason, man, we go through life trying to figure out, and we talk religious, we talk, like, what's up with you, David? We talk like, man, we're so powerful. We talk like we're so connected to God, universe, source. You know what I mean? We talk to spirituality and we don't really have a clue what the hell we're talking about. If the truth be told, you know what I mean? If the truth be told, so many of us, we're really insecure about our spirituality. We're really insecure about our relationship with God. If the truth be told, you know what I mean? And man, years ago, I was really into church and I'm not into church anymore. You know what I mean? I'm not a Christian by any means. I don't pertain or I'm not associated or connected with any religion at all, you know. But I grew up in Christianity. I know the Bible very well. And years ago, I was a ordained deacon in Church and God of Christ, and I was in Montana at the time. And man, I was just crying out to God one night and just really going through a real difficult period in life. You know what I mean? And the pastor was my best friend. With my kids, my younger kid, well, I can't speak. I was with my two older kids' mom, and we were both heavily into the church. And we were real close with the pastor and his family. And so I'm praying, crying out to God, and it's like, okay, God, what is it? What is it? What are you showing me? What are you trying to reveal to me? What's going on? And so later that night, I had a dream about the a guy in the church who was like the pastor's assistant or second, you know what I mean? And in the black church back then in the early 90s, homosexuality wasn't accepted. Stay with me, we're going somewhere. I promise you, and this is going to get deep. Homosexuality wasn't accepted in church, in the black churches, not back then. And I don't know what the heck they got going on in churches now, you know what I mean? But back then, you could not be a homosexual person and be in the church. You know what I mean? Especially have a position of authority. Yeah, nah, that wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Not at all. And so I'm sitting there and I'm having this dream of this man who's homosexual. Nobody knew he was homosexual, married, had 5 kids. And so I'm like, oh God, I can't tell the pastor, you know what I mean, that this dude's, that he's homosexual. And again, do what you do, you know what I mean? I don't care about you being homosexual, man. That's not my preference. That's not my lifestyle, and it's never been my lifestyle, you know what I mean? But if that's what makes you happy, if that's what you do, man, if that's who you are, then so be it. I'm not here to knock nobody. But back then in the church, you couldn't do that, And so I went to the pastor and, I mean, I prayed and I cried out to God for several days, and I fasted. I mean, I went without food, for 3 days. It's like, okay, God, what am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to say something to this guy? You know what I mean? And again, we're talking about if God be for you, who can be against you? And again, this is going to be deep. This is spiritual boot camp. You know what I mean? This is a grown folk platform. And so went to the pastor in private and I'm sitting down and I'm talking to him and I'm sharing with him the dream and I'm sharing with him what God's put in my heart. That this guy who he's put up in the church as his right hand person, who he put up in the church as, his assistant pastor, and how he wasn't living a life that he put up on for everybody on the platform. You know what I mean? That he had a secret life. He was on the DL. You know what I mean? And again, this is back in the 90s. And so I'm telling the pastor this, and the pastor's telling me, "No, you're jealous. You're a liar," and da 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 da. And I'm blown away by that. I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? I'm tripping that the pastor's coming at me so hard. I'm tripping that the pastor's like, completely just dismissive of what I'm saying to him. We were best friends. I had no reason to lie to him. He knew my family. I knew his family. We've been to each other's house. We've gone out to eat. We broke bread with each other at each other's house. We were close. And so I'm sharing with him that, man, God's put in my heart to let you know that this guy's, he's a fraud. He ain't real. You know what I mean? He ain't really living this. He talk it, he know it. He get up and sing and do all that other hoopla, but this ain't really who he is. And the pastor ain't trying to hear that. The pastor's tearing me down. And so I'm like, okay, God, what is it? You know what I mean? Whatever, you know what I mean? And so that Sunday we get to church and he tells everybody to get off the pulpit. And it's crowded this Sunday. We have all these guests in the church. And he starts going in on how we got people in church lying on other people in church. He go in talking about how I'm lying on this man of God, how I'm lying on this dude, calling him a homosexual and da 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 da, and just all this other stuff. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm good. Fuck church, fuck this pastor, fuck God. You know what I mean? I'm done with church. I'm done with church. Cause I'm like, man, God, you told me to tell this dude this. God, you told me, you gave me this motherfucking dream. You gave me this motherfucking revelation that this dude was a fraud. This dude was faking the fucking funk. This dude was a fucking liar. Why would you tell me to say this to your quote unquote man of God? Why would you have me tell the pastor this? And have him shame me and put me on blast in front of all these people. I'm going somewhere, I promise you. If God be for you, who can be against you? And so I'm sitting there and my heart is broke because this was my best friend. My heart is broke because now I can't fuck with him. My family ain't fucking with his family no more. And this dude just put me on blast in front of the whole congregation. He put me on blast in front of all the guests and visitors. And so I leave the church. A couple months later, I'm hearing people talk. And people were coming up to me. I was in the military, in the Air Force at the time. And people were asking me if I knew what was going on in the church. And it's like, man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the church. I'm not there. I ain't got nothing to do with the church. You know what I mean? I'm cool. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm in a good space. I don't know what's going on. And they're telling me, man, the church fell apart. That more than half the people, more than half the congregation left the church and da da da. And it's like, man, okay, it ain't none of my business. You know what I mean? I don't care. And so I ain't talked to the pastor since then. What's up with you, Jose? Man, I didn't see your email, Jose. And so I'm sitting there at work, and the pastor calls me and asks me, can he take me out? I'm like, oh, here we go. You know what I mean? Here we go. What you want to talk about? You know what I mean? And so I'm like, all right, bet. Let's go. And so we go out to eat. And so we're sitting there and he's chopping it up. And you could tell that he was nervous. I could tell he was nervous. And he's just talking around, you know what I mean? Just a bunch of random conversations, topics and stuff. And I'm like, okay, what is it? What's going on? I said, it's like you got something on your heart. You got something on your chest you want to talk to me about, but you ain't really talking. What's going on? What's up? And so he tells me, he's like, you were right. I'm like, what you mean I'm right? I was right. And he said, because I totally forgot about the situation. And he said, you were absolutely right. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. So he starts telling me about this young man, this minister, who his wife came home from work one day in military housing and found her husband in the bed with another dude. And it hurt my heart that his wife had to experience that. It hurt my heart Because she was a cool person. I liked her. You know what I mean? I had no issues with this lady. Yeah, sweet lady. You know what I mean? And it just hurt me that she came home and found her man cheating on her with another man. It didn't matter whether it was a man or a woman, but the fact that I told the pastor that he was gay, the fact that I told the pastor that he was a fraud, the fact that I told the pastor that he was a homosexual, and the pastor denied it and rejected it and da da da. And now he's coming back and telling me that his wife found him in bed with another man. If God be for you, who can be against you? And that messed me up. It messed me up because so often, so many of us, we talk this talk about being strong. We talk this talk about being courageous. And the truth is, we have no clue. We have no clue of how strong we really are. And the truth is, the great majority of us, we've gone through things in life, whether it's our family, whether we've been violated as little kids, whether we were sexually assaulted, or anything of that nature as young adults, as in our life, a lot of young women, a lot of guys too, have been sexually assaulted. But if God be for you, who can be against you? And so often, what that has done for us when we've gone through something tragic like that, when we've experienced that type of pain and that type of trauma, the great majority of us turn our back on God. The great majority of us, man, we giving God the finger and we just saying the craziest shit. I remember as a 6-year-old kid, as a little kid, prior to being 6, I would have all these men of God come to church. Or I wouldn't have, but they would come to church that I was at. And they would pull me out of the congregation and they would bring me up forth and they would put oil on their hands. And y'all know in the black community, they would just pour this oil in their hand and they would just smack you in your forehead. And they would talk and cry out to God. And they would talk to you about how God is going to minister unto you and how God is going to do what to do. And they were telling me as this kid that God was ordained me, God called me, and God chose me, and God was going to use me. Da, 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 da. And I didn't want to hear that as a little kid. I'm going somewhere. I promise you, stay with me. No little kid wants to hear that. Man, I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to be accepted. I just wanted to be like everybody else. I wasn't ready for that bullshit. To me, my mentality at the time, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to do this. But if God be for you, who can be against you? And so I'm hearing that a lot as a little kid. But I'm also hearing my family tell me how stupid I am. I'm also hearing my family telling me how I got the devil in me. I'm also hearing my family who's in the church tell me how I'm going to hell, how I'm not going to amount to anything, how I'm going to be dead before I'm 18 or locked up in prison for the rest of my life like my sorry daddy. So I'm hearing these strangers tell me that God loves me. I'm hearing these strangers tell me that God has called me. I'm hearing these strangers tell me that God's got me. But I'm also hearing the people closest to me. I'm hearing my relatives tell me that I'm not shit. I'm not going to ever be shit. And as a little kid, that does something to you. And so I'm telling you, I don't want to do this. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be a preacher. You know what I mean? Because again, let's go. This is back in the 70s. It wasn't a lot of black men that went to church in the 70s. The churches was filled with women. The pastor was black. You had a few deacons that were old, and that was primarily it. And then you had a bunch of running, snotty nosed kids, badass fucking kids running around in the church. But wasn't no teenage black guys in the church. Older teenagers, you know what I mean? Wasn't no young black men in church. And so my perception was, as a black man, you go out and do what the fuck you want to do, wild the fuck out, live your motherfucking best life. And then when you get in your fucking 30s, because we thought 30 was old as fuck back then, you get in your fucking 30s, now you come back to church. Now you come and be a man of God after you don't live your fucking life. And so I'm not trying to do with the church here. I'm in church now as a kid because I got to go to church. I'm in my room one day, 6 years old, and I'm crying out to God as a 6 year old kid. I remember this like it was last week. And I'm crying out to God on behalf of my family. I'm crying out to God for my family members that are strung out on dope. I'm crying out to God on behalf of my family members that are alcoholics. I'm crying out to God on behalf of my family members that are addicted to cigarettes. And I'm asking God to save them. I'm asking God to help them. If God be for you, who can be against you? So, in the process of crying out to God, I get to a place where I surrender to God. I finally get to a place as a 6 year old kid. Okay, God, I'll do it. I'll do what you want me to do. I'll go where you want me to go. I'll say what you want me to say. But God, I need 5 things to help me in this process. God, give me these 5 things. God, if you give me these 5 things, I'll go wherever you want me to go. I'll say whatever you want me to say. I'll live however you want me to live. Just give me these 5 things. I didn't ask for money. I didn't ask for fame. I didn't ask for a big house. Didn't ask for a fancy car. I didn't ask for a bunch of women. I just wanted 5 things to be the man of God that I was supposed to be. So 5 things. God, give me the faith of Job. God, give me the love and passion of David. God, give me the wisdom of Solomon. God, give me the strength of Samson. God, give me the teaching ability of Paul. And I'll go where you want me to go. I'll live how you want me to live. The following week, I was molested at church by a guy in the church. If God be for you, who can be against you? And that broke my heart. That crushed me as a 6 year old kid. That fucked my world up. As if that wasn't enough. It was though God was like, that's not enough. Yeah, that was traumatic, but that's not enough hell for him. That's not enough pain for him. That's not enough trauma for him. Give him another dose. The following week, after being molested at church by a guy in the church, I was molested at home by a guy from the church. That made me so fucking angry. That made me so fucking hateful. And I hated my life. I hated God. I hated humanity because what the fuck did I do to deserve this bullshit? Why did I have to go through all this fucking pain and trauma? Why did I have to go through this fucking abuse? If God before you, who can be against you? I cussed God out. I gave God the motherfucking fingers. I didn't want shit to do with God. I didn't want shit to do with religion. I didn't want shit to do with humanity. I didn't give a fuck about life. I didn't give a fuck about my life. Because what was my life worth? My life wasn't shit. My own family didn't believe in me. My own family told me I had the devil in me. My own family told me I was damned to hell. As a 6-year-old kid, I hadn't even done shit yet. As a 6-year-old kid, I'm so angry at God because not only did I go through this abuse at 6, at the age of 2, I saw my father murder my mother, stabbing her 49 times. And so you can understand my hatred for God now at the age of 6. So I'm done. I'm done. Fuck this Christian shit. Fuck these Christian people. Fuck my fucking family. I was mad at the world and nobody understood it. Nobody even seemed to give a damn about what I experienced, what happened in my life to make me go from being this loving and just compassionate, nurturing, and giving kid to this distant kid who's angry and rebellious. Nobody gave a damn about what the fuck was going on with me. In their mind, oh, he just got the devil in him. I told y'all he was nothing. I told y'all he was going to hell. I told y'all he was angry just like his daddy. I told y'all he had the devil in him, just like his deadbeat daddy. Real shit. My family had already given up on me. My family couldn't see anything positive in me. I was only 6 years old, family. But if God before you, who can be against you? So many of us, we've gone through so many tragic things in life. So many of us have had people break our hearts and abandon us and reject us and just do the craziest shit to us. So many of us has had family members just tear us down for no fucking reason. But if God before you, who can be against you? I see the trip is in the church. I heard that a lot as a kid. Everybody talked about that. That was one of the greatest Christian cliches at the time. If God be for you, who can be against you? And they said that so fucking proud, so fucking confident. And the reality is, if God be for you, who can be against you? Everybody. Everybody can be against you. Your whole family can stand against you. Your whole family can try to crush your dreams. Your whole family can try to destroy you. Your whole family can come and just dog you the fuck out and just violate you over and over and over. Your whole family can lie to you, lie on you. Your whole family can use you, abuse you, and then throw you away like you ain't shit, like you was never shit. Your whole family. It could be your mama, your daddy, your aunties, your uncles. It could be your siblings. For many of us, it could be your raggedy ass, toxic ass, fucked up ass kids. But if God be for you, who can be against you? See, the trip is we go through all these things in life, not because God ain't fucking with us, not because God don't value us, not because God don't love us. And this is one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn. I didn't go through all the hell that I went through because God didn't like me, because God didn't value me, even though that's the way it seemed, even though that's the way it felt. It felt like God hated me. It felt like God knew I had the devil in me. It felt as though God saw me as his enemy. It felt as though God wanted to destroy me before my life can even get started. I remember 2015 when the love of my life found out that she had breast cancer. Again, I'm just getting to that place in life where, man, life is good. Life is, I can fall in love. I can be happy. I can do what I want to do in life. I can accomplish all the dreams that I've always wanted to. I'm not that bad person that my family made me out to be. I'm not that demonic, hateful person that my family said that I was. I fell in love. This beautiful queen. And we were married for 8 years. And then she passed away from breast cancer. And that anger came back. The pain and the trauma resurfaced. And again, it came across, God don't want me happy. God don't want me living my best life. God fucking hates me. That's the way it seemed. Because of all the fucking crazy ass, toxic ass, low vibrating fucking women in the planet, out of all the raggedy ass motherfucking women running around here doing stupid ass shit, God took my queen. And again, it seemed as though God had an issue with me Again, it seemed as though God was hanging peace and happiness. God was hanging that joy on a fucking string in front of me. It's as though God was fucking teasing me. It was as though God was playing fucking mind games. It's as though God saw me happy. And God was like, nah, motherfucker, you can't be happy. It was though God was like, nah, motherfucker, you can't have peace. You can't have joy. It was though God came and told me himself. You remember when your family told you was damned to hell? Remember when your family told you was going straight to hell? Remember when your family told you that you wasn't going to amount to anything? Remember when your family told you had the devil in you? It was though God was like, yeah, I let you have these few years so that you can forget about all that shit. I let you have these few years of happiness and joy. I let you have these few years of understanding what love was, of being madly in love, just so that I could come back and strip it all away from you. That's the way it came across. That's the way it felt. But if God be for you, who can be against you? And the crazy thing is, so many of us, because we've gone through so much shit in life, we don't believe that God is fucking with us like that. We don't believe that God has our best interest. We don't believe that God gives a damn about us. We don't believe as though we can be not saved, but loved and valued by God. Because after all, our own family didn't love us, so why would God love us? Our own family didn't give a fuck about us, so why would God give a fuck about us? Our own family didn't fuck with us like that, so why would God fuck with us like that? This is real shit. See, we don't really talk about stuff like this. In the black community, again, back in the 70s, we didn't talk about mental health. We didn't talk about pain and trauma. We didn't talk about having issues. We just said you had the fucking devil in you. You just need to fucking pray. You just need to read your fucking Bible. You need to memorize these fucking verses. You need to pay your tithes and offering. And everything will be okay. That's that bullshit they spewed. It's like nobody gave a fuck about your mental health. Nobody gave a fuck about the shit you've gone through. It was as though you went through that shit because God don't fuck with you. Because you weren't good enough. Because something in your life is bad. You're a bad person. And that's why you have all this hell in your life. You're a bad person. And that's why you can't get your life on track. You're a bad person. That's why God ain't looking out for you. That's why you're not fucking happy. That's why you're fucking emotionally twisted and damaged. That's the way they make it seem. Because you're a bad person. That's why you went through all that shit. That's why your family don't love you and value you. Because you're a bad person. You're not deserving of love. You're not deserving of peace. You're not deserving of happiness. You're not deserving of joy. Because you're a bad person. And the truth be told, so many of us, we feel like we're bad people. We feel as though we fucked up too much. We feel as though we're not redeemable. But if God be for you, who can be against you? And see, here's the trick. When you have all these people against you, it comes across that, man, God ain't for me then. God ain't rocking with me like that. God don't love me like he loved everybody else in the church. God don't love me like he loved all those people in the Bible. God don't value me. God don't even know I'm here. God's not even paying attention to me. God's not even answering my fucking prayers and my cries. Because I'm bad. Because I'm not good enough. And so we try to be good enough. We try to be good enough to our family. We get in relationships and we're trying to be good enough to this person. And when the relationship fails, it fucks with us. When the relationship fails, we look at it as confirmation. I knew I wasn't shit. I knew this relationship wasn't gonna last. It was too good to be true that this beautiful being could choose me, that this beautiful being could love me, that this beautiful being would be faithful to me, that this beautiful being would pick me out of all the people in the world. They picked me and they love me and we miss it because we've been hurt. Because we've been hurt. And because we really don't know God like we say we don't. Because we're not really connected to God like we think we are. If God be for you, who can be against you? And we say that as though nobody would ever come and stand up against us. We say that as though nobody else would ever dog us out. Nobody else would ever mistreat us. Nobody would ever try to dog us out. Nobody would ever try to stand against us and sabotage our dreams and our goals and all the other stuff that we want to accomplish in life. If God be for you, who can be against you? Again, one of the hardest things I've had to learn. It doesn't matter what I've gone through. God loves me. God values me. God chose me. Just like he values you. Just like he loves you. Just like he chose you to go through all of the pain and the trauma you've experienced in your life. He chose you to go through all the heartbreaks and disappointments and failures that you've experienced in your life. God chose you for that. Not because God hates you. Not because God don't like you. Because God's trying to get you to grow the fuck up emotionally and understand who the fuck you are. And see, here's the trick. 55 years old now. And it took me going through all of these people turning their backs on me. It took me experiencing all of these women walking out of my life. It took all of these people lying on me, all of these people trying to destroy everything that I tried to do. It took me experiencing all of this bullshit for me to understand, man, I'm fucking good. What am I saying? I had to grow the fuck up emotionally. I had to go through all that bullshit to understand, even though it broke me financially, even though it broke my heart, even though it broke my spirit, even though it confused the
fuck out of me. I had to grow up emotionally and get to this place of, man, I can't be fucked with. I don't give a fuck what they talking about. I don't give a fuck who comes against me. I don't give a fuck who think they all that. I don't give a fuck about their education. I don't give a fuck about their financial status. I don't give a fuck about their titles and their positions. I can't be fucked with when it comes to who the fuck I am. And what am I saying? I know who I am. I know I'm a man of God. I know I've been chosen and called for this purpose. And it don't matter who says what. It don't matter how anybody else feel about it. It don't matter what anybody else think about it. We got to grow the fuck up and get to this place. We got to grow the fuck up. And that's so hard for so many of us. And so many of us, we rather take on the characteristics of being a fucking victim. And we live in that victim mentality. We live in that lack frequency. And living in lack ain't about just not having money. Living in lack is, man, I'm not good enough. Living in lack is, man, I'm not smart enough. Living in lack is, I'm not this and I'm not this and I don't have this education and I don't have this wisdom and I don't have, that's bullshit. You are enough. You are enough. The problem isn't that you're not enough. The problem is you don't believe that you're enough. We got to catch this. We got to understand this. You believe you ain't shit. So you ain't shit. You believe that you don't deserve to be happy and have joy and peace and happiness and prosperity and all that. So you live without all of that stuff because you don't believe you deserve that. You don't believe you can have that. But if God be for you, who can be against you? We got to grow the fuck up emotionally. We got to understand that. It was all part of the plan. It was all part of God's plan for you to go through all the hell that you went through, for you to go through all the people turning their backs on you, for you to go through all the people lying on you, for you to go through all the people trying to defraud you, for you to go through the people emotionally abusing you, for you to go through the people sexually violating you, for you to go through the people taking your money, for you to go through the bullshit that you've gone through. It was part of the motherfucking plan, and it is what it motherfucking is. Grow the fuck up. Stop being a fucking victim. And so now, when you grow the fuck up emotionally and you understand who the fuck you are, you can walk anywhere on the fucking planet and not be intimidated. You can walk anywhere on the fucking planet and not be afraid. You got to catch that. It don't matter if you walk into your boss's office. It don't matter if you walk into the mayor's office. It don't matter if you walk into the White House and you're talking to the president. You're going to know who the fuck you are. You're going to stand there with your back erect, straight as fuck, confident in who the fuck you are. You ain't got to bow down to these raggedy ass motherfuckers. You ain't got to kiss nobody's fucking ass. You ain't got to sell your fucking soul and have sex and all the stupid ass shit just to get a fucking promotion, just to get validated, just to get fucking accepted. Because you know who the fuck you are. You know that if God is for you, then it don't fucking matter what anybody else do. It don't matter what anybody else is talking about. If God is for you, you ain't got to kiss their fucking ass to get a fucking promotion. If God is for you, You ain't got to walk around afraid and scared to say some shit because you scared of them trying to retaliate against you. See, the problem is we don't know who the fuck we are. That's the real problem. That's the root of all this other bullshit. We don't know who we are. And because we don't know who we are, we settle for mediocre living. Because we don't know who we are, we walk around carrying all this pain and trauma and the unresolved fucking issues. Because we don't know who we are, it fucks us up when people reject us. Because we don't know who we are, it fucks us up when people betray us. Because we don't know who we are, it fucks us up when people break our hearts. When people cheat on us, all this shit fucks with our ego because we don't know who the fuck we are. Real shit. Real shit. Because we don't know who we are. We walk around with this overinflated ego, thinking that we're the shit. Got to understand this. Because we don't know who we are, we walk around arrogant and cocky as fuck. See, when you know who you are and you're a real man of God, a real woman of God, you know that, man, if God be for you, who can be against you? That don't make you arrogant. That don't make you cocky. That just makes you fucking confident. There's a difference in confidence and cockiness. There's a difference in knowing who the fuck you are and knowing that God got me, so I ain't got to kiss your fucking ass. I ain't got to bow down to you over some stupid ass shit. Because I know that God's got me. I know everything that I do, everything I say has to be a reflection, has to be a representation of God. So I'm not out there just dogging people the fuck out. I'm not out there just emotionally manipulating people. I'm not out there trying to run game on motherfuckers and hustle motherfuckers and get shit from motherfuckers. Just because I know God's got me. No, when you know that God's got you, it's like, all right, I'm good. I'm not perfect, but my intentions are righteous. That's the motherfucking difference. Because I know who I am. I ain't got to sleep with everybody. Understand that? Because I know who I am. I'm not hanging out with just everybody. Because I know that God's got me. I don't put myself in certain situations because I understand that's not conducive. That's not reflective of who the fuck I am as a man of God, as an earth angel, as a star seed, as a chosen one, as a beacon of hope, a beacon of love. I'm just not out there just doing anything I fucking want and just wilding the fuck out just because I can. See, when you know that God got you, man, there's some responsibility. that comes with that. When you know that God's got you, there's some accountability that comes with that. We got to grow the fuck up. We got to understand, man, it's not about knowing the fucking Bible. It's not about dying and going to fucking heaven. It's not about just being able to say you're a chosen one. It's not about being able to say, I'm part of the 144,000. I'm part of the 5%ers. I'm part of the 1%ers. And all this other stupid ass shit that we say. When you know who you are and you know that God's got you, there's some humility that comes with that. There's some patience that comes with that. There's some compassion that comes with that. Sister Trump, when you know who you are, you don't look at other people as, oh, they're not part of the tribe. They're not part of the 1%. They're not part of the chosen ones. They're not part of the elect and all this other stupid ass shit. You look at other people with compassion. You look at other people with love because you know you've been there. You know that they're on their journey. They may not be where you're at emotionally and spiritually, but you know they're on their journey. So you're not looking down on them with this arrogant attitude. You see them for who they are. And you're hoping that they get it together. You're hoping that, man, that they wake the fuck up just like you had to. And yet at the same, you understand and you know that everybody ain't gonna wake the fuck up. Everybody ain't gonna grow the fuck up emotionally. And it is what it is. It's their choice. It's their choice. That has nothing to do with who we are. That has nothing to do with what we're doing in life. If God's got you, then why do you walk around with so much fear? If God is for you and you say that, why are you so possessively scared? Why do you possess that fear as though it's the winning lottery? Why do you hold on to that anxiety and that depression like it's a winning lottery? If you know that God's got you, why do you hold on to that low self-esteem? Why do you hold on to that self-hatred? Why do you hold on to that bitterness and that animosity? If you know that God's got you, why are you so fucking jealous? The truth is, you don't believe that God really has you. You don't really believe that God's got your back. You can't believe that God has your back. You can't believe that God has your back and walk around with a victim mentality. You can't believe that God has your back and you walk around with this lack mentality. If God is for you, how come you don't think that you can find the love of your life? If God is for you, how come you don't think that you can have peace? If God is for you, how come you don't believe that you can have joy? If God is for you, how come you don't believe that you can be happy? If God is for you, how come you don't believe that you can live your best life? If God is for you, why are you so fucking caught up into the politics? Oh, Donald Trump is gonna win, and oh, the Democrats are gonna. Who gives a fuck? And you guys have heard me say this so many times on this platform. I don't give a fuck about none of the politicians. I don't waste my damn time on what the fuck is going on. It don't matter who's in the fucking White House to me. It don't matter who's running the fucking Senate. It don't matter who's running the fucking Congress. Why? Because God's got me. And if God be for me, who can be against? I don't give a fuck what the fuck they talking about. None of that shit fucking matters to me at all. Why? They gonna do what the fuck they want to do. That ain't got shit to do with me. That ain't none of my fucking business. Just like these raggedy ass preachers hustling people off their fucking money. Just like all these motherfuckers talking about the rapture was supposed to come earlier this month, and they ass is still fucking here. We got to grow the fuck up. You know what I mean? We've got to grow the fuck up. Everybody's entitled to live however the fuck they want to. Everybody's entitled to believe whatever the fuck they want to believe. But if you're one of those people that believe that God's got you, if you're one of those people that believe that God has your back, if you're one of those people that believe that you're a child of God, then you need to grow the fuck up emotionally, and your life needs to be reflective of the shit you say you believe. You can't say that you believe in God and God's got your back and God has you and da and you living in fucking poverty for 30, 40 fucking years and your situation is never fucking changing. You can't say that God got you and yet you're still robbing Peter to pay fucking Paul. And you're still stressed the fuck out over your fucking finances. You can't say that God loves you and God's got your back and God is for you and you're lonely as fuck and you're depressed and jealous because everybody else is finding love but you. Everybody else got a boo but you. Make this shit make sense. We got to grow the fuck up emotionally. If God's got you, and I believe that God does have you, God has every one of us. Every single one of us. You got to understand this. You don't have to go to church for God to have you. You don't have to be a Christian for you to believe that God has you. You ain't got to pay no fucking tithes and offering to these motherfucking hustlers for you to believe that God has you. If God really has you, At some point in your life, you have to evolve and grow the fuck up emotionally and be at a place where the peace and the joy, the happiness, the fulfillment of knowing that God has you has to be reflective in your life, in every aspect of your life. I get it. We go through different things in life. We go through different trials and obstacles and challenges in life. I went through a situation here in New York in 2023 where I was homeless, sleeping on the fucking subway, mad as fuck. What's up with you, Zach? But I had to grow up and understand something. Wait a minute, time out, time out, time out, time out. Wait a minute, wait a motherfucking minute. I had to check myself. I had to reel my own fucking emotions back in. I had to look at the man in the motherfucking mirror. Say, wait a minute, motherfucker. You say that you believe in God. You say that you're a man of God. You say this shit. Why the fuck you walking around here depressed? Why the fuck you walking around here with suicidal thoughts? Why the fuck you walking around here ready to give up because this woman abandoned you? Because this woman told these motherfuckers all this stupid ass shit. Why the fuck are you ready to give up? If God's got you, then how come you're not walking around confident like that? How come you walk around with your head held fucking low? Because you're ashamed of the bullshit you're going through. This is that real shit that we need to have. That real conversations, a real heart to heart. That God has got you. And I believe that He does. And I don't give a fuck what your ethnicity is. I don't give a fuck what your sexual orientation is. I don't give a fuck what your nationality is. God has got you. You've got to grow the fuck up and let go of that fucking religious dogma. You've got to grow the fuck up and let go of that fucking abandonment issue. Let go of that fucking self-hatred and all the other issues you holding on to. You holding on to all that shit ain't got shit to do with fucking God. You living in poverty ain't got shit to do with God. You walking around with depression and anxiety and fear ain't got shit to do with God. You walking around with that shit. You've been carrying that shit fucking years. Why? Not because God ain't fucking with you. Not because God don't love you. Because you won't grow the fuck up emotionally and understand who the fuck you are. And let that shit go. See, when God has got you, He'll take you from being homeless, sleeping on a fucking train, into your own fucking place. When God's got you, He'll take you from being depressed and suicidal to being a beacon of hope, a beacon of love, where you're able to speak life into others. You're able to inspire and encourage other people because of the hell that you've gone through and the shit you've grown through. When God's got you can walk around with a smile, confident, knowing that, man, it's all good. No matter what the fuck happens, it's all fucking good. It's all working out for my fucking good. Everything is always working out for me. All things work good for the good. All things work together for the good. Why? Because I'm connected to God. Yes, I might be homeless now. Yes, I might be hungry now. Yes, I might be alone now, but I'm not staying in this fucking frequency. I'm not staying on this fucking vibration. I'm not staying in this state of mind. This is just a season. This is just something I gotta grow through. This is just something I gotta deal with. Something I gotta understand what the fuck is going on. This is just something I gotta grow through. It ain't because God don't like you. It ain't because God don't love you. It's because you won't grow the fuck up and deal with the real shit. Because you won't grow the fuck up and let go of all that toxic ass shit. You won't grow the fuck up and let go of your crazy ass toxic ass beliefs. And the truth is, you believe you ain't shit. The truth is, you believe you don't deserve to be loved. The truth is, you don't think that you deserve to be happy and have joy. You don't believe that you can have happiness in this state of mind or in this country where the rich get richer and the poor get poor because you're so fixated on how other people are living. You're so fixated on what the fuck is going on out there. You don't have a fucking clue of what the fuck is going on internally. You're so worried about everybody else, you're not dealing with your bullshit. We got to grow the fuck up. And yeah, I agree. It's not easy. It wasn't easy for me to grow the fuck up emotionally. It wasn't easy for me to deal with all the pain and trauma that I experienced in life. It wasn't easy for me to deal with abandonment and all the other shit that I've gone through. It wasn't easy. But what I had to learn was just because I've gone through that, don't mean that's who I am. Just because my family told me I wasn't shit, just because my family told me I had the devil in me, just because my family told me that I would end up in fucking prison for the rest of my life, just because my fucking family told me that I was going straight to hell, don't mean that it has to be my fucking reality. That's not me. And I don't give a fuck who has anything else to say about that. I don't give a fuck what anybody else is saying about me. I know who I am. I know why I'm here. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. See, that comes with time. That comes with growing the fuck up emotion. That comes with maturing and understand. Damn, I've been believing a motherfucking lie for years. For years, I believed that I would never be happy. For years, I believed I would never have love. For years, I believed that nobody would love me. For years, I believed that I didn't matter. I had to grow the fuck up and understand, man, hold it, wait a minute. Why do I believe this? Who told me this stupid ass shit? What the fuck did I go through to make me believe this stupid ass shit? Oh, my family told me this. Oh, my first girlfriend told me I wasn't shit. Oh, my wife abandoned me. Oh, my wife cheated on me. Oh, da, da, da. And all that shit made me, it convinced me that I wasn't shit. It convinced me that I wasn't lovable. It convinced me that I wouldn't amount to shit. It convinced me of all the stupid ass shit that I've been believing. Just because I believed it doesn't make it true. Catch that. Just because you believe that you won't amount to shit, just because you believe that you'll never be happy, Just because you believe nobody would ever fall in love with you and want to grow in love with you, just because you believe that doesn't mean that it's fucking true. We got to grow the fuck up emotionally and let that bullshit go. We got to grow the fuck up emotionally and stop believing those fucking toxic ass lies. Stop believing that fucking bullshit. If God be for you, who can be against you? We look at all these other people are standing against us. Baby daddies, baby mamas, ex-husband, ex-wives, co-worker, boss, supervisor, the president, the governor, the mayor. We look at all these people and we say that they don't fuck with us. We look at all these people and we say they're dogging us out and they're trying to stop us from living our best life and whoop de whoop de whoop and da 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 and all this other toxic ass bullshit. The truth is, nobody can really stand against you but you. Catch that. You are your own worst fucking enemy. Nobody can tear you down like you tear yourself down. Nobody can make you miserable like you make yourself miserable. Nobody can stop you from fulfilling your dreams. You stop yourself. Nobody made you live in a victim mentality. You chose that your fucking self. Nobody can make you depressed. You chose that state of mind yourself. You chose to believe the lies. You chose to believe the bullshit. You chose to make that bullshit your fucking reality. And just because you made that stupid shit your reality doesn't mean that it's true. Catch that. Just like you made all that stupid, ignorant that shit your reality, you can undo that and make joy, make peace, make prosperity, make happiness, make love, make abundance your reality too. The choice is yours. It's always been yours. It's always been yours. We've got to grow the fuck up, family. Man, hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to even challenge your way of thinking. If God be for you, man, and I believe that God is for you. God's not just for you, He's with you. Whether you see Him or not, whether you hear Him or not, God is always there. It's not a question of whether God's there. It's not a question of whether or not God loves you. The question is, will you grow up emotionally and see that you've been holding on to all this negative shit? You've been believing all this negative, toxic shit, and you've made that toxic shit your reality. God's not going to force you to do anything. You have freedom of will. You can choose. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to have peace. You can choose to have success. You can choose to have love, or you could choose to stay miserable. You could choose to stay depressed. You can choose to stay lonely as fuck. The choice is yours, and it has always been yours.
Thank you for rocking out with me, family. Happy healing. Peace.